Good morning, children. How are you? Now, I've already done one lesson from your literature book, and that is the best Christmas present. I've explained it, I've given you the meaning of the new word, and today we are going to do a nice poem with a realistic message. And the name of the poem is The Ant and the Cricket. Now, actually, this poem is a fable. Now, what is a fable? Fable is a story, often with animals as characters, that conveys a moral. So, this poem is also having a moral, and it is having a animal characters, like there are two animal characters are here, ant and a cricket. And you can see, we can read in the gloss, we can read in the appetizer what is written. Let's read. A fable is a story, often with animals as characters, that conveys a moral. That means a moral should be there in the poem or a story if it is a fable. This poem is about an ant and a cricket, contains an idea of far-reaching significance, which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. Surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs. Now, children, this is a poem with a very nice message, and it is having a very realistic message. The message of the poem is that we have to make plan for our future. We have to think about our future. We have to do some saving also about our future, otherwise our future will be dark. Now, this poem is adopted from Aesop's fables. Aesop was a very great writer. He used to write fables, and this is taken from his collection of Aesop's fables. Now let me tell you the background of the poem. Let me specify the poem, and then again I will discuss the central idea of the poem, and then the explanation part will be there. So in this poem, as I told you, there are two animal characters are there. One is cricket and the other is an ant. So the silly young cricket was fun living. That means he always used to enjoy the cricket, he always used to dance, he used to enjoy, he used to love fun. He loved merrymaking. That means whatever used to make him happy, he used to do that. He used to sing all through the pleasant sunny months of summer. Now whole summer he used to sing. In springtime and in summertime he used to sing. He was short-sighted. Now, but this is one of the most negative point in the cricket. He was not able to think about future. He never in fact used to think, he never used to plan for his future. He never used to save anything for his future. He did not bother to store food for the rainy season and cold weather. And he never stored food for the rainy season and cold winter. This is a blunder mistake he was doing. When the earth was covered with ice and snow, that means when winter was there, whole summer and whole spring he danced, he enjoyed. When the winter season arrived, when the earth was covered with ice and snow, he found that he had nothing to eat. There were no flowers, no leaves on the trees. He grew nervous. Starvation could be seen over his face. What do you mean by starvation? That means when a person died due to hunger. Wet with the rain and shivering with cold, The hungry cricket went to an ant to get shelter and food. He made it clear that he would return the borrowed grain the next day. But the miserly ant said humbly that he was a servant and friend of the cricket. But as a matter of principle, the ant neither borrowed nor lent. He asked why he never bothered to store something for the rainy season. The cricket admitted that he had been careless and foolish. He enjoyed the beauties of summer and sang merrily. The ant then told him bluntly to go and dance all winter. He turned the poor cricket out. So you can see this poem is actually a type of fable. That means it has a nice moral. And what is the message the poet want to give us? That see, cricket, he never planned for his future, he never thought of his future, he never saved anything for his future, and finally he started starving when winter came. So we should always make a plan for our future, we should always save for our future, and we should always think for our future. Otherwise we will always fall in trouble like that silly cricket. He also told that he would return whatever grain he will be taken, but as per the principle of ant, he refused. He told, no, I will not give you. And you were dancing whole winter, summer and spring, now you can dance in winter also. And he turned cricket out of his house. So all the intelligent people, they do some saving money, saving food, saving grains for the future. So from that small ant we have to take a lesson. Ant are very hard working animal. They never sit. You never see an ant sit. Have you seen ants sitting? No. You can always think they are crawling, they are climbing, they are doing some work. Why? Because they always think for the future. So this collection, this poem, in fact was, as I told you, it was taken from Aesop's fable. Aesop was a very great person, and he used to write a lot of fables. So this was taken from him only, from his book only. Okay, now I will be reading the poem, and we will do the explanation part afterwards. So let's start reading. Let me read the poem for you. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found. Now I'm doing this part. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. See, the beautiful rhyming scheme of the poem. Found is matching with ground. See is matching with tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? Now, this stanza. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a mystery and away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Again, you can see how nicely the the rhyme scheme of the poem is written. So you can see bold is matching with cold, ant is matching with grant, rain is matching with grain, okay, and borrow is tomorrow, and then sorrow. So these are the how nicely he had used the rhyming scheme in the poem. Says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by? When the weather was warm, quoth the cricket.
Hello, Moto.
Quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and turns the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I will warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. So, again you can see the rhyming scheme. Friend, lend. Light, night. Gay, say. So in this way you can find the rhyme scheme of the poem, and you can see it is adopted from Aesop's fable. I already explained you the meaning of fables. Now I will be doing the explanation of the poem. So let's start from the beginning, from stanza 1. So I will read the first stanza and I will explain you. A silly young cricket. First you jot down the meaning of the new words. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of grey summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was calm. So the meaning of silly, write the meaning of silly. Silly means foolish, stupid. So what adjective has been given to cricket? He was silly, he was a fool. Accustomed. Accustomed means used to. USED, used to, habitual. So he was habitual to sing. He was used to sing through the warm, sunny month of grey summer and spring. Gay is cheering. Gay means to cheer. So a silly, a foolish, stupid cricket was there. He was used to singing through the warm, sunny month. It was a warm month of summer. Gay means cheering. Spring is a season which bring happiness to us. Spring is a season which bring joy to us. Flowers, different types of fruits can be seen in the spring season. Even the temperature is very good. It's neither too cold nor too hot. So he began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Now, so whole summer he enjoyed, whole summer he sang. He was a fun loving creature, he was a merry making creature. He used to sing all through the pleasant sunny months of summer and spring. And he was short sighted. That means he was not able to think about the future. He did not even bother to store fruit for the rainy season and the winter. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So what did he complain? He complained when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. That now the rainy season and the winter has arrived, and his cupboard, that means all the grain and the food items, it is all finished. So then he began to complain, he began to grumble. What to do, how I'm going to live, how I'm going to survive, what I'm going to eat throughout the winter, because winter is a season where everything is covered when there's a heavy snowfall and everything is mostly closed. Then he got worried at how he is going to eat, what he is going to do. Not a crumb to be found. So crumb. Now children, first of all, this line the above, these lines are taken from the poem The Ant and the Cricket. And why does the let me ask you, why does the poet call the cricket foolish? He called him foolish because he was a short sighted cricket. He never think of future. What did the cricket do all summer? So he sang, he was a fun loving creature, he sang, he danced. Okay. And then why did he become sad? He became sad because he was hungry. He was worried that he did not store a grain for then what he is going to eat. And then I told you, what do you mean by accustomed? Accustomed means used to. Not a crumb to be found. Now the meaning of, what is the meaning of crumb? Crumb means piece of bread. So in his house not even a piece of bread was to be found. Nothing was there to eat. On the snow-covered ground, the ground was covered with snow. The whole ground was covered with snow. Not a flower could he see. Now it was not a spring season. In spring season we see a beautiful flowers, nice green grass covers the ground. But since it was a winter season, he could not see any plant, any tree, any flowers. Not a leaf on a tree. Even the trees were covered with snow. So he was not able to see even trees. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? Now he felt worried. Now he started thinking, he started saying, what will become of me? How I am going to survive? What I will eat? To whom should I go and take help? Oh, these so many thoughts came to him. Now, please note down the meaning of the phrase snow covered. Snow covered means it indicates that it was winter season. All right. Snow covered. Not a flower could be seen, not a leaf on a tree. So, and what was the problem with the cricket? The problem with the cricket was that he did not save anything. For his future, he did not have and had anything to eat, and now he was really worried. He knew that he would die, he would be starving one day. Now, why do you think he was facing such a problem? Because he did not make provision for food for the cold. All the animal, all the wise animal like ant, they know when the whole world will be covered with snow, they will get nothing to eat. They will not get even a single crumb to eat. So they all work hard throughout the summer. They collected food, they made a plan for their future, they collected a food, and they stored a lot of food for whole winter. But on the contrary, what this cricket was doing, he was simply making fun, singing song, dancing from here to there. So it was all over now. Now when the winter come, now he was awakened from his sleep, and he started thinking, what should I do now? To whom should I go for help? Okay, because he was a short-sighted person, and he did not even save a crumb. Crumb is a piece of bread for the winter. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. Now he started starving. Starving means he started dying with hunger, because since he did not save anything, winter arrived, everything was covered with snow, and he did not save anything for himself to eat. So he started starving, and famine made bold. Famine was a critical time. It was a adverse time for him. It was a time when he was in trouble. It was a winter time. He knew he will not get from anywhere anything to eat. So it was a very critical time for him. All dripping with wet. Dripping with wet means he came out from his house. He thought he would go to someone's house for the help, and it was raining at that time, so his whole body became wet. And made bold. What do you mean by made bold? Made bold means have courage. You can see it is written here. Made bold. So when he started starving, okay, and when he saw the time is very critical, the time is very dangerous for him. If he will not manage anything, he would surely die of starvation. So he made bold. That means he took a bold action. He had a courage, and he came out from his house, all dripping with wet. At that time it was raining, and his whole body got wet, and all trembling with cold. Now he was shivering. Trembling means he was shivering with cold. Why cold? Because which proved that it was a winter season. Away he set off to a miserly ant. Now he knew that one person can help me, but that person was miser. And who was that? It was a miserly ant. An ant was there, but he was very miser. To see if to keep him alive he would grant means to give. Now he went to see the ant. He was very bold in that season. He went to his house, and he thought he would grant him something to eat. That means he would grant him shelter from rain. He would grant him shelter from rain. That he will give, first of all, he would give him shelter because it was raining heavily, and a mouthful of grain. He will also provide him some grain, some food. He wished only to borrow. He would repay it tomorrow. And he went to him. He borrowed some food, and he was told that if he will give him the grain and food, then he will, which he is borrowing today, he would repay it. He would give him the next day. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. He also told the miser, and he told him that if he will not provide him food or grains, he would die of starvation. He will surely not live, and this would be a very sorrow for him. Now let's see what reply he gets. So this too, and after the poem we will discuss about if there is any figure of speech or poetic devices is there, and we will discuss the rhyming scheme of the poem. Now see the other part of the poem. Says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend. Now what did he replied? The ant, he went to the that hard-working ant. What did he reply? He replied, no doubt, I am your friend. I am your servant and I am your friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. Now there is a principle. There is a principle of life we follow. What is that principle? We never give and we never borrow. That means we doesn't give anything to anyone, and we never borrow anything from anyone. So this is our principle of life. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by? Now lend, we ants never lend. This word is here you can see lend. Okay, what is the meaning of lend? To give someone. To lend means to give a loan or to give something to someone. So he's surprised. He's telling that I will not give. That cricket is surprised, because as his friend ant had told me that this is the principle of in our community of ant, that we never borrow and we never give anything to anyone. We ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Now he was surprised, because ants are very hardworking. You can never see them sitting. And lay by means save or store. So what is the meaning of lay by? You can see in the gloss also here. Okay. So what he's asking, did you lay nothing by? That means, how can you say such a thing? You know winter is there and you have saved nothing. You have stored nothing for your food. When the weather was warm, when it was nice weather, then why did not you store something for the winter? Kyoth, the cricket, not I. Kyoth is an old English word and it means said. So the cricket replied, the cricket said, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all natures looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. Now, what reply he has given? First of all, what is the quality of the ant is revealed in the line, I am your servant and friend. That means the quality is humility. The quality of humility is there in the ant. And why did the ant show such a why did he said such a things to him? Because he did not want to help the cricket. And what he told to the cricket in a very straightforward manner, or in a very blunt manner, he told that ant did not believe in lending and borrowing the things. Now he also realized the fault of the cricket. What was the fault of the cricket? He did not store any food in summer. What does the phrase lay by in the above stanza mean? Spoil. So these are the word meanings. These are some of the important difficult expression. Now, my heart was so light. Light means very cheerful mood, that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. Gay means happy. So he's telling, my heart was very changed. I was in a very cheerful mood. I was so happy that I used to sing whole day and night. For all nature looked gay. All the nature, when I was with the nature, I used to feel very happy with the nature. I was very happy. I was enjoying. You sang, sir, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Dance the winter away means go and spend your entire winter period in dancing. Now, when he heard that, when the ant heard that, he told, it's very strange. It's very strange that whole winter, whole summer and spring, you simply wasted time in dancing. He was a bit annoyed, he was irritated. He was not able to believe that what type of insect was a cricket, never thought of his future, never made a plan for his future. And he told and dance the winter away. That means go and spend your entire winter period in dancing, as you were dancing in the spring season or in the summer season. So this winter season also you dance. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket. So hastily means in a hurry. Now, in a hurry, he lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Turn means he told him to go out from his house. And he told poor cricket that to leave his house at once. Fox called this a fable. I will warrant it true. Folk means people. People told this is a fable. But for me, it's a fable. I told you, folk means people, fable means a traditional short story that teaches moral lesson, generally whose characters are animal. But I will warrant it true. But I will warrant, he is telling, I will make necessary and appropriate in a particular situation. Some cricket have 4 legs and some have 2. Now he is telling that some cricket have 4 legs and some have 2. Now 4 legs are those insects which help themselves in the time of they are far-sighted. They take care of themselves of the future time. And some have 2, that means some are foolish, they don't think about their future. So with this I have done the explanation part also, and central idea I have told you, the message I have discussed with the complete background of the poem. So with this I end the poem here. Thank you and have a nice day.